Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast, which also happens to be the last episode of 2025. I'm, of course, your host, Mr. K. Asante, TK Asante on all places we communicate. And this week I am joined, as usual, by the man, the myth, the legend, my brother from another mother. I hope your microphone's working because we haven't tested this out previously. Mike Lowry.
All right. Well, my mic should be working,
and it sounds like it is working. The Batman to my Robin, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. What's going on, sir? How you doing?
All right. Yeah. I am trying to get my headphone situation situated. So keep talking. I will be.
Okay.
I gotta go on mute so we don't get the echo from the loudspeakers.
All good. Well, before we get this thing started, I will first and foremost like this. We are festively dressed for the occasion. Look, the show is dressed. I'm dressed. This is usually my mood, by the way. Let's just be clear on that. I will say happy and merry to everybody. I know it is the season. This is probably the last time you will see us in 2025 on this. So happy and merry to you and yours. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday to the One Everborn Saga, and to me soon enough. So if you're celebrating, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope all is going well. I hope the season is great for you. I will also say, for a brief moment, rest in peace to Lamar Wilson. I don't know, Everborn, if you can
I sent you the text about that, sir. Very tragic. Very tragic.
Yes. I mean, I got a chance to meet the man once. This was, I think, 2 years ago in LA, and I mean, I don't know the gentleman, but if you've been on YouTube for any length of time, you've seen his work, you've seen his stuff, and people that look like me do not necessarily are so frequent in those areas. So when I met the man, I had to shake his hand and tell him how much of an influence he was on me and on us, and how much I appreciate what he has done. And he was very, very cordial, very, very nice. And the news I hear is so sad. So yeah, rest in peace to him and his family. I hope his family finds some peace and some tranquility in these trying times. But yeah, it's just such a sad thing that I heard this morning. I was just like, like last night really. But yeah, I hope more people appreciate the people they got while they got them, because you never know when they're gone. But anyway, so happy and married to all. Thank you guys so much for being here.
One more thing about that.
Please.
Check in on your people. A lot of us are trained to put on a face for the public that says we are okay when maybe we aren't. And sometimes the guy that you see that you think is waving to you from the deep end of the pool is actually drowning, right?
Yeah.
And so don't assume. Check on your people. Make sure they're good. Make sure, sometimes just knowing that someone cares enough to check on you is enough for some people, right?
And it's all that matters. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Just remember who you care about and
let them know you care about
calls. Yeah.
Let them know. Absolutely. But yeah. So yeah, this was a very and on the point on the topic of Lamar, such a jovial person, seemingly. So yeah, to the point. Please check on your people. Anyway, so welcome to the last episode of 2025, ladies and gentlemen. This should be a fun one, but it was a somewhat concise one. We're doing our best to be concise because tis the season and all that. There's a lot of things going on back there. I'm sure Mr. Everborn Saga has a lot of things going on over there as well. We don't want to take too much time away from the weekend, so try to keep this one nice and concise. But I thought we get on here. Maybe we have a few different conversations to be had here as far as what's going on fresh and all that, but maybe also talk about the year in review, if you will. Some of our favorite games of 2025. Some of the games that people either know of or people don't know of. Just some fun stuff to end the year with, and maybe you'll add more to your list if you haven't tried some yet. For those who know, the Steam sale is going on right now, so people are just spending copious amounts of dollars on games they may or may never play. Mr. Everborn, I actually have to ask you, How much coin have you dropped yet, or have you been able to
Believe it or not, I spent less than $20, and that was on 3
Oh
games
wow.
in the
Okay.
Steam sales so far. Now I am looking for recommendations. So
Mhm.
the tale may not be over yet.
Oh yeah.
But
The Steam sales until I think January 7th or 3rd, or somewhere in January. So we
something
still
like
have
that.
time.
So it
Yeah, we
could
still have time.
get crazy. But again, we know we're not gonna play these damn games. Like we are all drunken sailors, and there's only so much time in the day. And maybe we had this game on another platform, so we want to get it where we are now.
I mean,
Maybe
honestly,
you missed the game.
when you offer me Control on Steam that I didn't have, I had it on Xbox, I had it on PlayStation, I had it on GOG. But if you offer it on Steam and it's like $2 or whatever, I'm like, Control Ultimate Edition? Are you crazy?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the thing. So this is what happens. This is why I started on Steam in April of 2024. And I had some VR games because of the Oculus. I was doing that stuff. And I had one proper game on Steam, which was Cyberpunk, which I bought in 2020 because you know the state of that when it launched on console.
Yes.
So, I played it on the 3080 back in 2020. So that's the only thing in my Steam library. Now that I've moved to PC since April of last year, I'm closing in on 300 games.
Damn. 300 games.
Now let's be clear. These are not like $60 and $70 games. These are, hey, I had that on Xbox and it's $1.50, right? So
Yeah.
it's like humble bundle, right? These kinds of things where it makes the transition of platforms less difficult than you may think when you go to PC.
Yeah.
I think it's more difficult to switch console platforms. But moving as at least if you're coming from Xbox, it's the transition is a little bit easier. Now, I do want to talk about some of these games that I picked up, or it's not a lot, so I only picked up.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
The one that seems right now the most interesting of what I picked up is a game called Prodigal. Right?
You were talking about this. You're trying to get me to buy it. I haven't bought it yet.
This game came out in 2020. It is a top-down action RPG, right? Well, if you consider Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past an RPG, I do. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. It is basically that, and you almost feel like you're playing an emulator game when you play it. That's how retro it feels. So it is very, very old school, very SNES Zelda type of thing. Even in the way the story structure is, the way the dialogue is, the actions that you have to do, the combat, all of that. Again, if you come from the cloth that I am from, it's also presented in 4x3. They use this stuff on the side to give you your 16x9
menus and stuff. Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. This is why I say it really feels like a retro game, and so it is.
It's almost like that Terminator 2D game. They're taking the method so seriously that
we are going to talk about that when we talk about what we've been playing. This is just right now the sales. So I only played this for a few minutes because again, this was $1.50, by the way, like $1.49.
Okay,
like don't, nice. And it's Prodigal, like Prodigal Son, like the Prodigal Son Returns.
Well,
so yeah, right. So you can see that one. Now the other one is this was recommended to me by maybe I can't remember if it was Sycamore from the Discord or Major, aka the president of Nintendo, but it's called Blade Chimera. One word.
Yes.
So this one is, Metroidvania, high octane action, that sort of thing. I haven't actually played it yet, so no. Okay, so
Blade Chimera. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Blade Chimera. I have not actually even played this yet. Okay. That looks pretty dang cool right there.
Yeah, wait till you see the action start going down.
Let's go. Let's head towards that. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, well, you're killing kids and stuff. What are we doing?
Oh.
Or is that no, those are zombies, I guess. Okay.
Now, man, you got to go Jordan style. F them kids.
Damn. Wow. You're going home.
So yeah, all right. So that's this one. This again, very high octane action. Another one. This one was definitely recommended by Sycamore. This was Void Rot.
Oh yeah. But I've had Void Rot for a while. Yeah. Speak on Void Rot. Yes.
Now this is again another Metroidvania. I just like the art style and the movement on this one. So as you know, I play a lot of Metroidvanias, right? And when you do that, there's some that you're going to notice the little differences that other people might not notice. And so this one feels like it has the right stuff, something that has like staying power in terms of making me want to continue through it.
My only problem with it was, and this is really stupid, I will be honest, it is a stupid problem to have, but I feel, as like you, I play a lot of Metroidvanias. This one feels too light.
What do you mean?
Like, and I mean this in a pejorative sense, and I don't mean it to mean that way. It feels like a mobile game. Maybe
okay.
Contributes to
it. You mean it doesn't feel deep enough, or is the movement too?
No, it's like even the combat is a little bit very, very, very shallow.
Okay.
It's got all the right stuff and it feels great to play.
You know,
there's just something about it that I'm just like, and I know it's stupid and it's me.
this is the thing, and it's a thing that I think about with the Everborn game, right? So what you're feeling is the visuals give you an expectation that there should be more depth, right? You have visuals that have an art style that are sort of like almost feels like inspired by Hollow Knight, right? But more colorful, right?
Exactly.
And so when you have these kind of hand-drawn visuals, you almost expect more from the combat and things like that. And that doesn't make it bad, right?
Yeah. No, this is a great game, no doubt.
Right. So, but you have this expectation of more depth because the visuals have kind of implanted that in your mind. It's giving you that inception. But when you have a more traditional style of gameplay, meaning you are more sort of kind of 8-bit, 16-bit era, which still has its charm, it's almost like you have to go with pixel art because you're more forgiving with pixel art of more simplified movement and combat schemes. And so when I think of, I'm trying to go for a classic feel for the Everborn game, but I'm going hand drawn, I might give people the expectation that you're having of this. And that's
by the way, did you see this in the gameplay real quick? They are taking inspirations from other styles, old school styles. Hollow Knight, for example, took the peg, the pegging.
Hey yo,
mechanic, the mechanic, and obviously which came from, I think, DuckTales. The OG DuckTales, right?
Right. You can jump on people, but you have to actively jump on them. It's not a passive jump like
Mario.
Mario.
Where it came from DuckTales. If you ever played that, like, you know, where Scrooge McDuck is using his cane to jump on people's heads. Same mechanic as OG. But yeah, this is really cool. But I think you understand what I'm saying. Like, it does have the depth. It does, as you can see. The stage is very intricate, and it looks like they've really built something here. But something about it makes me feel like I'm in the shallow end of the pool.
I'm telling you, if it was pixel art, it would have
changed my mind.
You would feel that way.
I think it's the art style. You're absolutely right. But I would still advocate that people go try it. It is really cool. Look at it. Like it's kind of like their own version of Hollow Knight. Very deep and difficult combat, and you know.
Yeah, and so last but not least, we have We did Blade Chimera, right? Okay, yeah. So those were the three. Then I had also, just before the Steam sale started, which I should have waited. We've got Shadow Gambit. You are on mute, sir. Still can't hear you. Chat, can you hear him? Or maybe I'm the one that no one can hear. But I don't see the green dots from you. Okay. Now, while we wait for Keisante to fix his technical issues, there's another game I want you guys to know about.
Testing
and it is called You Are Back. You're Back.
Very weird. Anyway, keep going.
All right. So the next game is Eric's Home.
Okay. Oh yeah.
This game came out this year. It is an indie game. The visuals are pretty damn good. And it is, so it gives you this sort of very cinematic style of storytelling. I want you to think, what's the game with the rats?
Oh, with Amicia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Darn.
A Plague's Tale.
Plague Tale. Yeah.
It's gonna give you a Plague's Tale style visuals, but it is a top-down stealth game where you are trying to find your brother.
Weird. Eric's Home. It's spelled very weird.
Yes. Yes. So there's this sort of like Gestapo type of police presence in your town,
almost 50s 40s 50s Germany feel to it.
Yeah.
You know,
and your brother is he stole something, you don't know what it is yet, and they are looking for him, so they're coming to you to find him, and so now you're on the run trying to get to him before they do. And you're just you're just a normal teenage girl, right? But you're in the middle of this thing. It's like you are in, like, as you said, 1940s. I don't want to say Nazi Germany, but like that type of oppressive regime, right? And it's really interesting. So you got to sneak your way around, and you can do this thing where you kind of have omnipresence. So you can look at the whole city, and so
where things are gonna go. Yes.
Yeah, when you're outside, you can literally go through the whole town, see where everyone is, and come back to where you are. So there's an element of strategy to it, but again, this is what you're looking at, is the moment-to-moment gameplay. But when you get into the story, it's like you're watching a movie, right? If you could see any of the cutscenes, very well acted, like. You would be surprised. Just click to the middle. That looks like something. So no, this is more
gameplay. Yeah. Lots of gameplay, which is great.
How dare we show the gameplay?
How dare us show the gameplay? Yes, we'll continue. I actually have not played it. I bought it, but I have not played it yet. It's just on the list. I picked it up this week. So, and again, I just started. So. I picked up a few others that we'll just run past because I didn't even play them, but I'm just telling you what I got. The other one is 9 Years of Shadow. 9 Years of Shadow. Yeah. I've seen a couple of that. Okay.
And then the other one was Shadow Gambit. I think I said that already. So now, I don't know if you want to talk about what you got, but then we can get on.
Let me grab a couple. Let me just grab just a few. And then we can move on, because like a lot of the ones I grabbed are ones that either people know of or have been out already, and I hadn't gotten it on Steam yet, or like it's just something I discovered and I thought, hey, this might be cool, and I want to talk about it. So the first one I'll talk about, which is very unusual. It's a very unusual game. Have you heard of a game called Pocket Bravery?
Not at all.
It's very weird. Like this came out some time ago, and I will tell you, like, I should have heard about this, and I didn't. And I think it was a Kickstarter campaign at some point. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think. But what it is it's like, it's a fighting game, like Mortal Kombat Street Fighter fighting game, but in 2D, very kind of artistic, old school style. And I just love its charm. And I got it for like literally like, I think it was like $1.99 or something. I'm like, $1.99? What the heck is this? And I started checking this out. And every character is very much, you see their inspirations. You see their you see it on display. It's very much like every character, and they're all represented very well in different countries and all that. And every character looks like a Dragon Ball Z character. You know what I mean? You can definitely tell their inspirations here. But the way they represent the combat is so in-depth. That's my man right there. I use him all the time from Bangladesh. Like really cool.
I don't know. I feel like this is giving me mobile game vibes. And again,
it is.
No shade on mobile games. I feel like people I feel like our corner of the internet kind of looks past mobile and doesn't realize the advances that
I need to change that. Right. I need to change that. Right. So, but when the game gets going, it is a pixel art kind of style. And the combat, the actual combat is very, very in-depth, like to the point where I was like surprised. They have a language that they speak with. And obviously, it's the Mortal Kombat language. It's the Street Fighter language. You know where the move lists come from.
I'm getting more Street Fighter than Mortal Kombat, but yeah.
Well, it depends on the character. Like some of the characters are very much Mortal Kombat style, as far as their move lists are concerned, and others are very much, as you see, Street Fighter style. And it'll even denote what kind of combat style you have. One is a back forward, the back forward style. One is using the thumbstick in a circular motion. They denote all of those, and they have a very interesting roster. It was $1.99. I'm just like, why did I not see this? And obviously,
what is the name of this?
This is called Pocket Bravery. It's called Pocket Bravery. It's just really cool, and it's just dripping with a little charm that I thought was, wow, that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. Like, so where I first caught wind of this was during a humble bundle, where I was like, I didn't like the bundle, but I saw this and I was like, I've never seen this before. And then I was like, wow, I actually like this only out of the entire bundle. And then I ended up going I saw it on the Steam sale, put it on the wish list. It was on the Steam sale. And I picked it up for like $2. Literally, I really like it. I think it's cool. I'm back in my old Street Fighter bag, my old fighting game bag. I have a fight stick that I've been using last time that I bought from 8-Bit Do. So I'm just kind of getting back into it. So there's that Pocket Bravery, a little interesting, cool, little fun, charming game if you're into fighting game. Another one I'll quickly mention, which I won't even show footage for. Y'all know what it is. Dungeons of Hinterberg. If you heard of that, I'm sure you have. This is from,
I bought that on day one and have not gotten to it yet.
It's so much fun, bro. I actually didn't finish it on Xbox because it came out of Game Pass some time ago, and I put some time into it. It has, like the relationship building aspects to it. It has some interesting like dungeon crawly.
Hey, I'm sorry, just 1 second. Where did you see it for $1.99? Because I'm looking at Pocket Bravery on Steam right now, and it is $13.99.
Ooh, that I guess was on GG.deals. I did not buy that in the
okay.
GG.deals.
All right, so you gotta let people know.
Apologies. Yeah, good.
These are the things when you're on PC. You don't go directly to the store. You check the aggregators first.
That's right. You check the aggregators first every time. Yes, most def. Yes, but yeah. Check out Pocket Bravery. Really cool, fun, interesting game. So there was that. Dungeons of Hinterberg, which I bought. Morose Protocol. Have you heard of this? Morose Protocol. I'll show you a bit of footage for it.
Not at all.
I really like this game. I literally just started because it was on the Steam sale. I think it was. Shout out to the great Mr. Wolf. He recommended me I try this. And I think it was him who recommended I try this. And it's got kind of a pixel art style. It's using like the Doom engine, boomer shooter Doom engine kind of thing. It's pretty cool. Like, let me show you. And it's very much melee heavy in the beginning. And then eventually you start getting combat weapons. You start getting like, rifles and the like and all of that, pistols and things. But it's really full of style. And, as you can see, very much the Doom kind of thing. But it ratchets up, gets super fast, and you gotta like think on your feet which weapon you're gonna use, kind of thing. Really great style. I love it. It's pretty cool. Everborn, I think you'd like this as well. It uses that same Sulaco kind of implementation. You talked about that.
What's the name of this one again?
This is called Morose Protocol. Moros
Protocol. Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's all, and then this I got with the Steam sale. I'm not sure what the price was, but it's definitely under $10. Like under, all of these are very, very cheap. So I think I didn't even go more than $20 on any of the games, but I got a pretty good amount. So yeah, Morose Protocol, freaking awesome game. So far, it's looking really, really cool. Obviously, don't expect like too much depth as far as like storytelling and craziness. There is a story there, but it's more about that Doom fast combat, that move around and take the enemies as they come kind of thing. The other game, this is also a very old school type of game that I think people may connect with. It's called Guns of Fury. I don't know if you've heard of Guns of Fury before, Everborn Saga, but
I have not.
Guns of Fury, also on the Steam sale, very, very small game, really dripping with style and swagger. You'll see you'll start to see the theme forming here. Very much old school in its execution. This is basically Contra slash what's the other one? Oh my goodness.
Okay, name again on this one.
This one is, oh my goodness, Guns of Fury is what this one's
okay
called. Guns of Fury. It's Contra slash oh my goodness, what's the name? Metal Slug art style. Contra slash user gameplay a little bit. Very, very cool. As you can see, it gets pretty deep. Many levels. They took some time to really get there with it. It looks really cool. So if you're into that old school stuff, as I am, this will be right up your alley. Again, it is called Guns of Fury. And then I think the last one I'll talk about. Well, I also bought Divinity Original Sin and Divinity Original Sin 2. If you haven't played those, you should. This is from Larian Studios, the makers of Baldur's Gate 3. Divinity Original Sin is more like Diablo, and then Divinity Original Sin 2 is more like Baldur's Gate 3. So it's kind of like this was them progressing to that. So it's a great collection to have. Really, really awesome games themselves. Really in-depth, great games. If you haven't played them yet, they are on a Steam sale right now. And finally, another really interesting little indie nugget, because this is the place I tend to live, as you all know. Rainbreaker. Not sure if you guys have heard of Rainbreaker. Also on the Steam sale. This one I just picked up because I saw it. I thought I liked the art style. I wanted to give it a shot. Didn't get to it, and then it happened to be on the Steam sale, and it happens to be pretty well priced. So I was like, yeah, why not? Love the art style. It looks so darn cool. Very British, like interesting UK kind of punk aesthetic, right? But it's also a very comic book kind of art style being used to the point where all the colors have little dots around them as if they are comic book pages. So very, very, very interesting kind of art style that's being used there. And of course, as you can see, the combat's pretty cool. Almost what do you call it? Oh darn it! Now
is this a roguelite?
Hades 2, yeah, kind of roguelike. Hades and Hades 2, kind of.
Yeah,
right? This kind of style. So called Rainbreaker. Rain as in R-I.
How much was it?
IGN. You're gonna have to make me go find that thing. Give me one moment. I will tell you right. It's coming now. Rainbreaker is $5, ladies and gentlemen. $5. So I think you should.
We lost your audio again.
Oh wow.
No, you're back.
Oh. You know what's happening? I think Steam is doing this to me. Every time I boot up, every time I show my Steam because I wanted to see my library. Every time I take my library so I can talk about it, it removes my audio. I wonder what Steam is doing. Maybe I
don't see Rainbreaker on Steam.
You don't see Rainbreaker. Oh, interesting. I will
wait, hold on. Rainbreaker. Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not rain. It's like rain, like a ruler.
Well, it's REIGN.
Yeah, rain, like the rain of a ruler. Rainbreaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah, Rainbreaker.
Not really like it's raining outside.
No, not like it's raining outside. It's like you can't stop the rain. For those who know Shaquille O'Neal. Oh God, I'm sure somebody will work with. I recognize that reference. Anyway, so Rainbreaker, go check it out. But yeah, there's just so many games on Steam right now. If you're not careful, you're gonna be spending too much damn money. So yeah, watch it back and be careful out there in these Steam streets right now. There's a lot of games to be gotten. But I will also say, beyond that, and I'm sure this is the Christmas season, a lot of people getting handhelds and things. I'm sure a lot of our community members might be also getting some of these handhelds. There are also a lot of free ones that are out there. I know you don't frequent in that, but the Epic Game Store is giving away a bunch of free games. I think they gave away Jodin Slayer, the game that we talked about that we had Jakob, one of the developers from the game on this year. They gave away Jodin Slayer, I think, yesterday. I'm not sure if it's still up for grabs, but excellent game. Think of Vampire Survivors gameplay with Diablo 4 visuals. Very cool. And it's free right now on that service. All you got to do is sign in and download it. It's all yours. So yeah, that's some stuff there that's available. I will tell you, between all the free stuff I've gotten, and this is not the entire library, when you look at GOG, I have too many damn games, bro. It's just kind of wild. Anyway, so all right, let's talk about some games we've been playing, Mr. Everborn Saga. And by the way, before we get there, if you in the chat have played any or bought rather any of the interesting games that is on the Steam sale right now that you think people should be playing or people should be adding to their list, please throw it in the chat and let's share it around. Also, maybe think about joining the discord.gg/tgcp. We have a wish list fodder section where we always throw games in there, and whenever anybody finds something that they think is interesting, they throw it in there, and others can then go find it and the like. So yeah, join us there if you have a good list you think more people should be getting into. But Everborn Saga, sir, what games do you want to talk to the people about? Some games that's been keeping you busy this week.
All right. So first and foremost, I'd like to say that I have finally beaten Gigasword.
Oh my gosh.
It only took me about 40 hours to do. But I got it done.
Okay.
And I have to say,
continue. Yeah.
What's that?
I've been slacking. I'm still.
Oh yeah. You have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is up there. This might be one of my top 5 games of the year. Believe it or not.
Ooh, that is awesome. There's
just something about it that I could not put down. And anytime I tried to play a different game, I was like, you know what? I think I could do more in Gigasword, right? And again, it's very basic, right? It's that same thing. The combat here, you have a 3-hit combo. That's what you've got to work with, and you can unlock some power-ups. But you've got to dodge, and then you unlock some abilities like a grappling hook, things like that. But again, the combat's very basic, but it's pixel art, and they don't try to do too much in the terms of like particle effects or anything like that. So you feel like you are playing something that is more nostalgic than new, and so that in and of itself just. There's this quality to it, and it's like they did the whole thing. All the art is with 8 colors or something, or 16 colors, whatever it is. But if you look in the background, if you look what's happening in the background, there's so much lore in this game, and so much story. It's just a proper old school adventure, and I just can't. If you grew up in this era of gaming, I don't know how you could not love this game. Now, one of my biggest gripes with the game is that, there's 2 gripes. There's the menu system is very lacking. And the other was there's no fast travel for a Metroidvania. But guess what? There's a new update that came out 2 days ago. Now, this is after I beat the game, so I'm a little upset. But 2 days ago, they have added fast travel to the game.
There you go. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just look at it, man. So anyway, I finished this game, and it's always a great time when I finish a game that I'm no-lifing, because then like I'm doing auditions for games, right?
It's
So
the
then I
next
play
one.
like 10 games for like a half hour each to see which
Mhm.
one is going to be the next one that I know life.
So
And
playing this footage right now has got me so inspired because I see some power-ups and stuff I've never gotten. I'm like, yeah,
yeah, this is
this
nothing.
dude
This
gets
is
swole.
nothing.
This is pretty good.
You do get more. Um,
Pretty cool.
but I'd like to make an announcement.
Okay. The next game.
Now, well, we'll come to the next game, but
Mhm.
because I was so enamored with this game,
Ah,
I
yes.
have and you should too. I have
Mhm.
joined the Gigasaur Discord. I've
Mhm.
reached out to a gentleman named Jack Breen, who is the solo developer of Gigasword, and he has we got to lock down the date. We actually did lock down a date, but things happen, so I don't want to
Mhm.
announce it until he's good. But he has agreed to come on the show and talk about the game. One of my
Fan,
favorite games of the year. We get
Mr.
to talk to the
Everborn
guy that made
Saga.
it.
Salute to you, sir. And this is the gentleman we're talking about, the man who we happen to have met at PAX East last year, and this year actually. Time flies.
It's not next year
There
yet.
you go.
Slow down.
I
Slow down,
know,
buddy.
right? Like in a couple of days, like Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, that's awesome, bro. I appreciate it. This is cool. I love the full circle nature of it. We saw this thing. We were like, hey, this is inspiring. You got into it. You beat it. You had a great time with it, and now he's coming to come talk about it. This is fantastic. I'm excited.
So I'm very excited for that conversation. So look out in the New Year's. This may be one of the first interviews we have for 2026. So I'm excited about it. Now,
yeah.
Got to move on to the next thing because we don't got a lot of time. And maybe you're going to talk about this, but this is one that I know everyone knows about, and that is Terminator 2D No Fate.
That's right. Go ahead, talk about it.
Now, this game it's literally made in a way that, and like all the things that they do in it, like it could have been made on the SNES or Sega Genesis. The way the colors work, the kind of sound effects that they use. So there's a lot of like retro games that like
technically what I heard from the devs is I've read that they took it seriously to be like you're a coin op arcade, and you're standing at a coin op arcade, and this game is what you're playing at a coin op. So not a handheld, not a console, coin op arcade, and everything they did was you're at a coin op, so you got coins. How long are you gonna stand there for? How long can the game be if you had a coin? Like, such an interesting concept, bro. Very, very cool.
But and so what's interesting that they do here, you get to play as Sarah Connor. You get to play as John Connor in the future. You get to obviously play as the Terminator. And then what they do with the sort of new game plus is, hey, you made a different decision. This is all about time travel. What would the world look like if you made that decision? Right? So really, really interesting what they did. I really think it delivers. Now, this is a $30 game. Now, normally for this kind of game, you would say this should be a $20 game. Not this one. I think this is worth every penny.
Are they paying for the license a bit?
Sure they are. Sure they are. Again, I'm not going to tell you how much to spend for it. You can wait for a sale if you want to. I do not regret the $30 I spent on this.
If 30 seems a little high for you, again, deals.gg, keep an eye out. Or GG.
Yeah, I mean the launch price was 10% off, so it was actually $28 or $27, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was I'm not counting this as the next game I'm gonna know life because it's developed like a coin op. You can beat this game in like 2 hours
in one sitting. Like you can beat it in one sitting.
So yeah. So that's this one, and then I have something to report. I started playing Metroid Prime 5.
Oh boy, speak on it, sir. I'll just fold the hands. Go ahead.
Now, Metroid Prime 4 is one of the reasons that I bought the Switch 2. It was this and Donkey Kong, right? Because I've never really been a Mario Kart player. But I got it with the Mario Kart world. The Sonic Cross World Racing is better. I don't care what the Game Award says, but it is what it is. But like, And I think Donkey Kong delivered. Well worth it. I do not regret my purchase of the Switch 2 at all. I think they did some great things there.
And by the way, we will not show any footage of Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
For reasons. Continue.
Metroid Prime 4. And part of it is because, I've been waiting for it so long. Part of it is because certain people compared it to Combat Evolved.
I did that.
That's all I said.
I still stand behind it.
Okay, cool.
And actually, I've heard that there are developers who are actually part of the design team that worked on Halo. So there you go.
I don't know. So there is something like I really went into this thing wanting to like glaze this thing. Mm-hmm. And because I went in with so much expectation, especially after like Metroid Dread was the first game I played on the Switch 2, because I hadn't played it in 2021 when it came out. So played that, beat it, loved it. I just came into this thing with such high hopes. And again, I'm not far into it. I played the tutorial level when you still have all your powers, and I haven't gotten to the first real boss yet. So I'm not like throwing the game away, but it's not making a good opening impression on me. And the thing and I was gonna deal with that, and I'm dealing with it. But then I meet the companion, the yellow guy. He's wearing the yellow and black.
You say it's not like Halo. Let's talk about that for a moment.
No, this is worse than that guy. This is so much worse.
But you see the inspiration. They literally took it from that. It's like companion. They went, Halo Infinite had a companion. Let's do it too.
Yeah, but Halo Infinite was a great.
Let's make it even more annoying.
Halo Infinite, you could deal with that because you had so many other dynamics of that thing. This is taking you back to, as you say, something Combat Evolved. But I feel like it's something missing from the enemies. I don't know what it is. It's just, it feels like I'm going down corridors. Mm-hmm. And even though it looks like I'm outside in the jungle, but I'm in a corridor, there's nothing that's wide open. And then the enemies, like the lock on is so easy to do. I don't know. It's not gelling with me in the way that I thought that it would. Yeah. Right? When a Mario game comes out, like I'm like, this is best in class. When Donkey Kong came out, oh, this is fantastic. Obviously, Zelda comes out, best in class. This is what I expect from Nintendo. I don't expect to have to like warm up to the game. Right? And I'm not saying I won't, but I don't know. I'm gonna try the textures. Okay, so this is the thing, right? The art style hides a lot of stuff from the textures or whatever, but I don't know what it is. The annoying guy, because this is that guy, your companion just highlights some deficiencies with what we're looking at. I don't know what it is about his face. I don't know what. I don't like his face. I don't like his voice. I don't like his armor. It got too much polygons and it can't handle it.
And he's sitting on a rock while you were sleeping.
No, he sounds like an annoying software engineer, right? Like somebody who just got out of college, talking too much. Like I want to send him for some Starbucks. Like tell him to get me a caramel macchiato.
Is that what it is, Everborn? He's triggering you because he sounds like somebody you know at work.
It could be that. It could be that. And hey, Flood in the chat. Watch your mouth. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Relax.
Damn. Is a thunder this morning. Anyway. But all right.
The point is, I don't
talk to me about that.
I don't have to come around to Nintendo games. They just present themselves in a certain way.
Everborn, was I being ridiculous? What about that art style? I had issues with that art style. Am I wrong? Does it look?
No, but the only thing that highlighted it for me is this character because his face looks like clay, right? The rest of it is like you're fighting against these things. They have armor or they're like fauna and things like that. I'm very early on, so it doesn't really bother me. I'm not bothered by that much. But I will say, when you play it in handheld, you don't notice this. Is when you got it on the 4K OLED, 65
That's
inch
when I noticed
that you see it.
That's when I noticed it. I was playing it with the guys. I was on Discord. I had my Switch 2 here, and I'm playing it on the screen so I can like share my screen to the Discord. And you're just like, textures is like, wow, But I hadn't noticed it playing on the handheld. I'm further along than you are. I think I'm on the second or third boss, and it's just like, it's fun. And when I say it reminds me of Halo, I mean that in the best ways. You're crossing a bridge, and then all of a sudden you're ambushed, and the way the covers are set up, it is so much like Combat Evolved.
Maybe that happens later on, and I'm still too early to see it. But it's just you know what it is? It's a slow start. And again, when I'm playing, like this week, I maybe played 10 games. Again, a few minutes each, because I beat a game that I was no lifing, and then like I'm trying to find the next one. So it just could be that I haven't given it enough time, but I don't know. And this might be a me problem. I expected more. Understood.
Anything else you wish to discuss?
I got back into Avowed. This is more of a bet. Lucius Augustus in the chat. No, here's the thing. I did a quest, and right before I went to the camp, I was like, I'm turning this off because I don't want to hit a rock. That's what happened. And then I also got back to Absalom. So that was a fun time. I may just do Absalom. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Because we're going on vacation, leaving Monday or whatever. And I'm not bringing the Switch though. So I'm bringing the Xbox Ally. I can't bring two handhelds. It's too much.
No, that's too much. This is when we need to decide what one is the one for the trip. Yes.
No, well, let me tell you why it's not the Switch. And this is nothing to do with Metroid. It is like I have more options to play things if I bring the Xbox Ally, because I got all of these games that I just picked up. So if I end up not gelling with Metroid, I'm stuck with it for a week. And I don't want to.
And God forbid you're playing your game and all of a sudden something happens and Nintendo goes, "Oh yeah, how about you grab your Switch real quick and bring it close?"
Oh,
that's
yeah.
What happened to me while I was playing Metroid.
Now, what I will say is that when I was playing, when I was playing Metroid Dread, we had to take a quick trip, and I brought the Switch too, because I knew I would be good just playing that game in the time I was away. But because Prime's not gelling with me yet, I don't want to take that chance. So it's going to be the Xbox Ally. All right, you take the people for a second. I got to take this call.
I will quickly talk about the game that I have been quietly playing for, I don't know, like 2 months now. And we've talked about it many a times. I ain't got to belabor the point too much. I'm still playing the Outer Worlds 2. Actually, believe it or not, I'm pretty much done with the Outer Worlds 2, but I'm at the very last end. And y'all know, if you've played the Outer Worlds 2, where they're just like, hey man, if you got other things you want to, if you have other acquired things to finish up, you may want to go do that. So I've literally stopped at that very razor's edge, and I've gone back in to just clean up all the other things I'm cleaning up. Like, it's such a fun game. It is such a fun game. I don't know if people gave it the time it deserved, but for me, I like every other game I'm playing. For some reason, I always think about coming back and finishing up the Outer Worlds 2. Like, I have been enjoying my time with this thing so much. It's not like perfect. There's certain sometimes and certain mechanics that make me go, they could have done this a little bit better or whatever, right? Even the first person to third person a little bit sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired. It's kind of like the jack of all trades, master of none. It doesn't feel expert in any one mode, but it's good enough in each mode. I think there's 3 modes now. There's
there's actually a misconception with that term, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is everyone knows jack of all trades but master of none.
Yes.
There's a second piece to that, which is jack of all trades but master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of only one.
Of only one. Yes.
Right. And just think about that in your real life. You might be really good at one thing. That'll take you so far. But if you know a little bit about
lots of things,
you can go a lot farther.
Absolutely. Yes. Good call, by the way. But yes, I like the game does well in lots of avenues. It's not expert in any, but it does well in lots of avenues. It gives you the feels in many senses, right? And because of that, and the story and all of that, it's kind of carried me through. Funny enough, I'm at the end where you decide which faction you will go with, and I hate the faction that I ultimately chose. So it's kind of priming me to then want to replay and then choose the different faction and see how that ends or something. Or maybe I might just go YouTube it and try to learn about what happens. But yeah, needless to say, this game, I will continue playing this. I'm at that end, and before y'all throw the virtual tomatoes at me, I haven't started Dispatch. I want to finish this before I start Dispatch, and this is this is the holiday season weekend, season week rather. It's my birthday coming up as well, so I wanted to play Dispatch for my birthday weekend. So I'm like racing to finish this game so that I can play all of Dispatch. So that's where I am right now. But I really dig this game. I think it deserves more attention. I hope to make more DLC or something for this. I want to get back to this world if I can. I think it's really, really fun. They did a great job. And bro, Obsidian is out here. No one can deny their level of gangster. They have released so much excellent stuff this year. So yeah, I think we often forget that they also released Grounded 2. Avowed and Grounded 2.
Avowed, Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2.
Yeah, man.
1 year.
These dudes are not playing. They're not playing. It's just wild how
they should get like 2 years off, and they're not going to take it.
No, of course not.
I guarantee you Obsidian has some kind of release next year, or at the very least at the top of 2020.
Didn't they say, I think they were going to do 10 games in 10 years, is what they said? I think that's what they came out and said. They're doing 10 games in 10 years.
Yeah, well, guess what? They dropped 3 already. So.
Yeah. And if you depending on when you check the timeline, Avowed what do you call it? Outer Worlds 1, Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, Grounded 1, Grounded 2. That's 5 in the less than 10 years. They're doing 10 games, 10 years. Freaking wild. And it looks like they're going to make that thing. They are the Insomniac of the Xbox divisions. You know what I'm saying? Like every week there's a new game by them, and somehow a new team made it. It's kind of wild. They did something. And yes, I see you, Pentiment. They're doing wild things. So there's that. Another game that I've been playing. Stop it. I know how you feel. Another game that I finished, and my kids and I finished it. Small little game, super fun. A game about digging a hole. We talked about it before. I'll just make mention again. Super fun game. My kids really, really love this game. So yeah, we played through it. Finished I think 2-3 days ago. And then Absalom. I played through Absalom. Finally beat it complete. I think it was 2-3 days ago as well. So yeah, I've been playing some games, enjoying myself with that. I need to go back and finish Gigasword. I just do. I need to go back and finish Gigasword. But of course, I'm
going to give you some advice about Gigasword, right? There's going to be things that you're going to get lost, right?
I've gotten lost many a times. I've sworn and then game away.
This is what I'm saying. You got to put it down and then just come back to it in a day or two, because something about your brain will just figure it out, like where you need to go, and you may not see it while you're banging your head against the wall.
Yep, you need a breather sometimes. Okay. Well, all right, we'll get back to our gaming conversations. Go ahead.
Big Bad Mo. I don't know if he's talking about Gigasword, but Gigasword is on all platforms: Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, you name it.
Yep. Like I was saying, we'll get back to the gaming conversations, because towards the end of this show, I want us to talk about our favorite games of the year, just what we played and what we, just to end the year off with some awesome games. Maybe give some people some games to put on their list if they haven't played that this holiday season before the year ends. Before I do though, let's just catch up on a couple super chats. Let's see. We have Fat Boy Horror. Salute to Fat Boy Horror with a £5 super chat. He says, non-gaming related. Was there anything more satisfying than watching Jake Paul having his ass handed to him by Tony?
I did not see that last night. No, but apparently there is a new Dave Chappelle special.
Yes,
we will be watching tonight.
I saw little trailers of it. I saw little pieces, and he addressed the whole, the controversy and political stuff. And I was like, I gotta go watch that tonight. Yes,
so, I'm only watching to see if he talks about Diddy at this point.
Oh boy, we should talk about that documentary at one point. Anyway,
no, we shouldn't.
Yes, we should. Anyway, the great Soul Tech with a $2 super chat. He reminds us to please sub, share out, and be a good person. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Always good to have you around here, supporting the community as you do. And then we have Briscoe Kid with $2 super chat. He goes, Steam versus Xbox Anywhere, i.e. Arc Raiders.
I don't understand that reference.
Well, let's think about that. Let's pick that apart. Which one would you play? Where would you rather have it? On Steam or on Xbox Anywhere? Arc Raiders. Meaning that would then be on the console, and then it would possibly.
I don't know if I'm the right person to ask that question because
we know you.
I have not. Hold on, I just need to say this. Since I have swam in the PC waters of Lake Minnetonka, I have not touched a console apart from the Switch 2 since. My PlayStation has not been touched, nor has my Xbox. And I don't miss either of them. Now, this is not to say that you should do what I did. I have a 4090 connected to the TV in my bedroom. I got a mini PC in the living room, and I got my Xbox Ally when I'm on the go, and most of the time when I'm in the house. So for me, that ecosystem works. I don't got to think about Play Anywhere. I just get all the games come there, and the few that don't, very few, you can count them on one hand. I can wait for those because I already don't have time to play for the games that are coming out now. So for me, I would go Steam 10 times out of 10.
Hey, the man has spoken. For me, it's always about where I can play it and where it can easily continue its life. Now, you're talking specifically about Arc Raiders, and just as the fundamental of Arc Raiders is an online connected game, you're limited in that way. So wherever you play best, right? If it was an offline game that could potentially stay offline, my first place I would look for it is in GOG, so that I can take it and maybe put it on an Android phone if I wanted to, or wherever else I feel like playing it, right? Because I like having the options to do so. But the game, specifically the game, always matters. So in the Arc Raider sense, Arc Raider is a game that one day they'll turn off a server and then you won't be able to play it. So it doesn't really matter where you play it because it does have that one sense of limitation, right? So if that is not the limitation, that's a limiting factor of the game, I always look to play it or buy it where I can keep it the longest, right? Where it can live longest, even if I'm, hardware changes and whatnot, I can still be able to find the game if that's something I really want. So that's what I think about it. The great Slow-Mo Backslap, who's been a member for 21 months, says playing these new boss fights in Expedition 33 on New Game Plus 4. Bruh, better you than me, good sir. I went through that thing once. I had a couple run-ins with some of the higher level bosses. I think I beat one of them, but after that I was like, let's move on. I'm not the type of masochist.
I finished Act 2 in Expedition 33 and tried to go the exploring route. I don't know if I went to the wrong place first or the wrong two or three places first. I was like, let me just go and try to end this saga real quick. So and I ended up trying to explore and then finally just quit Critical Path it.
Yep, indeed. So, okay. Let's get to just a couple of things before we talk games and all that. We're going to try to keep it concise, as I said, but I wanted to talk about a few things because, it's been on people's mind. And you know what where I'm about to go. It's been on people's mind, so let's just mention it real quick. And Everborn, you probably
wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I would like to know if the chat agrees with this young man here. And I know
MJ
he's just
Dark.
mad because I didn't have glowing things to say about Metroid. But let's read it so everybody knows. I'm putting you on Front Street, MJ.
MJ Dark says, hello, Slowmo Backslap. You know Everborn sometimes talks smack to just win an argument and then gets caught backtracking. What are we doing?
Is this man correct? Now, can I change my mind when I have new information? Absolutely. Right? But I don't say things just to win an argument, because I say things all the time that hurt my argument mid-argument.
Wow, these dudes is coming for you, bro.
But for some reason, Soil Tech agrees with Major. I see you, Soil Tech.
Beautiful. It is beautiful.
I am taking names.
Well, we got daggers out for Christmas season. This is fantastic. I love this. This is the kind of energy we continue to thrive for in the old Discord. So join us there. The slander will continue on all season long. See? Anyway, let's move on. So I wanted to talk about this because it's been permeating in our Discord. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Xbox Wrapped isn't coming out this year because of budget constraints. I think you were right on this one. As reported by the great folks at Insider Gaming, it looks like what they've done is they poked around and found out that basically it looks like, well, and of course, Jez was also part of the reporting, so shout out to the great Jez Corden. It looks like budget cuts seem to be the culprit for them not releasing this thing. But I guess my question to you and the chat writ large,
what budget cuts would that be?
I mean, bro, it's like they weren't very descriptive, but to my analysis, as I think you were saying, I bet they fired the people who were doing this manually. They let them go, as part of all these restructures, and now they didn't have enough time to turn it around as they needed to in a timely fashion. It is what it is, right? It just is what it is, But I guess my question, and then I want to ask you, and then ask the chat writ large, how high does this raise your level of ire? Like, is this a very bad thing? Like we all enjoy it. I've enjoyed when they release it year to year, and we've had this debate in the Discord. So shout out to those who were participating. We have this stuff yearly, right? Steam brings their version now. Everybody brings their version now. Even Spotify and the like bring out their, hey, this is what you've been listening to. This all that data, right? But if they don't do it one year, is this like holy crap? Well, like, how do you feel? I don't want to lead any witness. How do you feel about that? Everyone, I'll let you speak. And I want the folks in the chat, please give me some of your thoughts on it. Is this how is this working for you? I know PlayStation did theirs, all these others are still doing theirs. Are you upset by this news, everyone?
So first and foremost, you can get a wrap up, and traditionally, this is where most people get their wrap ups from, is True Achievements. You can connect your Xbox account to True Achievements, and then you can see, what you did for the year. The second thing is,
you mean I need to compromise my credentials just to get these achievements?
Yeah, but most of you people are already using True Achievements, so that's neither here nor there. Now, the next thing is for everyone, because no one on the internet has a memory longer than a week. Did you know that there was no wrap up 2019 through 2022?
True. They weren't really in that wrap up stuff, and then they started doing it.
And,
so
back in the day, a lot of the people who are like losing their minds about this right now, those same people, when they used to be Xbox fans, didn't mind 2019 through 2022. Now, because it's something Xbox is not doing, it's the end of the world. Now, again, I agree with you that the excuse that they didn't have a budget for it is ridiculous. And it is likely because that they they cut the people that would have done this. And this is an example when you have a heavy hand at cuts and you just know it's in favor of, well, AI can handle that. Or we looked at the percentage of our people that use this and it's not that many, so it doesn't matter.
Let me pause you for just a quick moment and say shout out to the great Spartan 661 who just gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to you, sir. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for your generosity. I just see him gifted some subs in there. If you got one from him, please shout out, give him his thanks. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. But no, everyone, as you were saying, you're absolutely correct. Go ahead, continue.
So again, like this is all on them. It is, and again, I believe we need shame back in society, right? Bring
Shame
back shame. Yeah, so they should be shamed into doing it again.
Shame.
Right? Now,
Shame.
me personally, because I have not like done any gaming on any of the consoles since last year, my wrap up only doesn't really say anything when I go to True Achievements, because the only person playing on my Xbox account right now is my uncle, who literally only plays the different versions of Call of Duty and Tomb Raider. Literally,
I should also note though, Everborn,
hundreds of hours.
I'm seeing folks in the chat say that it's also known that True Achievements' collection hasn't been the most accurate. So there's that. And for the record, I don't care about any of this stuff. I never really did. I always thought this aggregation stuff was like, it was the like cherries on top. Hey, this is interesting. Oh yeah, but I've never been an achievement hunter. Like all that metric stuff. In other avenues, I love metrics. In this avenue, I turn my brain off to play games, so I don't have to go mess with metrics. So having metrics in games to me goes back to work, and I don't need that. So for me, it's never been a thing. But yeah, I can understand those who really have appreciated this kind of thing. So for me, it's not really like a thing. But I do understand those who are like, come on, you guys are like the most data-driven company out there. Why is this not something you can easily produce? Why does this require a budget that now has been cut? Like this should be the backbone of most of your initiatives, because you use data for everything you do. So you definitely have it. It is what it is. Maybe we see an AI version of it next year or something, and it's just not ready right now.
Yeah, May just says they stopped it because it's like the gamers version of the Epstein files. It'll expose.
He's asking, why am I sounding like Pam Bondi making excuses? What? Damn, man! Like, wow,
man,
he is raw this morning.
Major came to play today.
Wow. Okay.
I knew I shouldn't have said nothing about Metroid.
Right?
This is what happens. President Nintendo is a vengeful president. He will not let this go.
We asked him about the textures, and now we're definitely under the bus over here. This is crazy. Anyway, okay. All right, let's talk more Xbox stuff. Let's talk more Xbox stuff before we move on. Okay, I saw this as well, and I thought this was kind of interesting. This was it's been permeating around. I saw it on Reddit and a few other places.
Let me ask you a question before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
If PlayStation next year does not do a wrap up, will there be this much conversation around it?
They'll go, well, the reason why PlayStation do the wrap up is because Microsoft didn't do it last year, so it gave them permission not to do it this year. That's what'll happen.
The answer is no, it won't. Because this sucks and their excuse is stupid and they should be shamed for not doing it.
Yeah.
But
no one will care when the others do it.
Exactly. But anyway, move on, please. That's the last thing.
What we're talking about. Oh yeah. It is what it is. So it looks like, and they're calling it Xbox's Starfield. Starfield's gonna have its what do they call it? What do they call it? It's
2.0 moment. Oh, Cyberpunk moment. Yeah.
Which basically speaks to the idea of it rehabilitating itself in the mind's eye of the consumer to the point where it becomes like they finally did it right versus how it started, which is how Cyberpunk started. So I don't know, man. I don't know if
I don't like that analogy, because I don't think that Starfield was the kind of mess that Cyberpunk was when it first launched. And it's not really fair to compare them.
It kind of furthers a narrative that itself is flawed in the first place. Yes.
Yeah. Listen, the point is, if the game comes to PlayStation with this update and then everybody loves it, you know, is it because it finally came to PlayStation, or is it because they added a better loading screen when you come to a planet? I don't know.
Well, we don't know what they're going to look like yet, right? We don't know what it will look like yet. But and I've heard the comparisons with Cyberpunk made, and I remember how Cyberpunk was versus how Cyberpunk is, and it was a drastic uplift, right? Now, of course, as we know, as we've already discussed, this is not a accurate or a valid comparison point, but let's go there with them, right? In order for people to see, hey, this is now a good product versus what they considered a bad product, I wonder what has to be put in the tank by Bethesda.
I have a suggestion or theory, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
One of the biggest complaints that I heard about Starfield, well, there's two big complaints. So the if you non-critical path this game, you try to just explore like you would do because it's a Bethesda RPG. If you're going off the beaten path, there's not a lot there because you got procedurally generated planets. You land, there's nothing to do.
The whole planet has two places that you are allowed to be. The entire planet is just a ball.
Yeah.
Like an empty
Now,
yes.
This is a suggestion from David Jaffe, so I won't take credit for it, but I do think he's onto something. He says that if you cannot like fix your algorithm so that the procedural generation gives people more to do, then when people are straying from the beaten path, let them know, hey, this is where you should be going, right? Because that beaten path, that critical path, and the main side quests, in my opinion, are very good. Starfield,
very good.
I loved Starfield and the story and the style. If you came up in that era of watching Star Trek at night, right? If you came up in that era of, you know what I mean, just like kind of hard sci-fi, old school.
You can tell the people who made
Isaac
this
Asimov
used
type
to
of
watch
stuff.
the old school Star Trek stuff. They used to watch like Picard, not Picard, Kirk and the rest of them.
Right.
It has that feel.
Yeah, that in and of, and it does have like a grounded feel to it. So to me, I love the story of Starfield, right? And I did critical path it, and this is why I didn't see some of those issues. Now, so I do think they should remind people, hey, stay to the critical path. You're gonna have a great experience.
The Roars is saying, but those locations that are off the beaten path, they have resources to mine. I would think, while that is true, like maybe modify the message, not to say get back on the critical path, but just let people know that this path, while it has resources, has less story and the like. Just to set people's expectations, right? Let people know.
Right. Then the other thing, like a fake concern was encumbrance. I thought people would just complain about that, so I'm not addressing that.
I mean, but Outer Worlds 2 just went, screw encumbrance. Take whatever you want. It's all yours. Grab it all.
Right. But like encumbrance is in almost every RPG, and suddenly when Starfield came out, people got mad about it. But whatever. The thing that I think that's an easy fix here, right? A lot of people were complaining about breaking of immersion with literal load screens in a 2023 game, right? This generation, you should be hiding your loading screens. You're running from SSDs, whatever. So what you do when you are flying into a planet, right? Instead of showing a load screen, literally can an animation, have you going through clouds, which is the atmosphere. And then once it's loaded, now you play your landing animation.
Yeah.
And you always stay with the ship. And so you feel like you've gone from a smooth transition from space to wherever you need to go. Right.
You know what the complaints will be, right? It's a canned animation. I can't cut it if I want to cut it. No Man's Sky lets me cut it whenever I want to cut it.
Yeah, but I don't think people like I think that would solve like 80% of people's immersion breaking issues, because you still stayed with it. It's like shimmying through a wall in a 3D game,
Basically.
Right? It is a load screen, but you don't feel like it's a load screen, and you can't stop the shimmy, right? You got to go through it. And so they load it. So I think that is a way that they can keep the immersion that people said was broken in the game, and it seems like a relatively easy fix.
Yeah.
So those two things: remind people when they stray from the beaten path, and do a canned animation that keeps you with the ship, so you feel like you have a smooth transition from space to planet.
So one thing I will say, and you were saying that you love the story. I too love the story of Starfield, and I also say that the new game plus mechanic of Starfield is one of the greatest things I've ever seen implemented game wise, because it makes so much sense that I think more people should steal it or borrow it. Like
It's kind of it's almost similar to beat Terminator, and you'll see what happens. Like how little things.
Exactly. What we call it, the butterfly effect. You know exactly what that means. That's what this is, right? The butterfly effect. But the one bit of smoke I will give that, though, is for those who've played multiple iterations of this, once you start doing the multiple iterations, because it's super interesting, it makes all of the real stuff in the game, the stuff that you spend so much time on, feel superfluous and unnecessary. All the relationships you build, all the communications you have, all the back and forth you have that really matters. Once you've gone through multiple instances, it's like because all you're doing is collecting, and you can move on. Eventually, you can like no life and critical path that thing, and you can be done in like an hour or two, seemingly. And all the like months of gameplay kind of like disappears. It's what once you've gone through Uni multiple times, it kind of leaves you feeling like anticlimactic as far as the ultimate goal of this game, right? And I think they need to somehow find a way of counteracting that, right? Because the idea that they put there is really cool, and it's a natural progression that makes sense. But ultimately, when you cycle it through, and it makes everything just seem like rinse repeat, it loses the thread of it.
There's a I don't know. People are gonna play it again soon, so I don't want to have that conversation. So maybe after this gets released and these PlayStation guys actually play it, the ones who say that they need to get things on day one, and if you just made better games, people anyway. Well, I don't want to do that. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop. But the thing that you grapple with in that story about how mankind got into space and the sacrifice that was made to do it is such an interesting premise. And I'd love to have a discussion about that.
Yeah. I hope we get a chance to have a real conversation about how good this game is, while they corrected some of the aspects that they didn't like. I really do think that this game deserves another chance.
Like, what would you do if it meant you could get mankind into the stars? What would you sacrifice, and would it be worth it?
Yep, no doubt. Put a pin in it. Let's talk once again. I know Starfield will be a thing we'll talk about again. Will it be like renovated in the minds of the consumer after all of this? I don't know, man. I don't know, because I feel like to this day we talk about Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky in that way, because those guys were successfully able to swim upstream. It's not something that most can do.
So the thing is, though, I feel like with Cyberpunk you had a steady amount of updates, and the same with No Man's Sky. And so I don't know if the updates to Starfield have been frequent enough that they could turn it around in one large update. But we'll see. Again, I don't have issues with this game. It was one of my favorites, if not my favorite of 2023. But for the issues that people had, can they get it back? And it's really going to depend. You'll get me back if you have a decent enough story. Because this is the other thing. Phantom Liberty was basically a sequel, or whatever. Like, it was a full experience, right?
Oh yeah.
If you can call what you got in some of these other sequels that are taking place in the same world, using a lot of the same assets or whatever, okay, I don't mean this in any kind of slanderous way. right? You finished Phantom Liberty, right?
I did.
Okay. Now you saw when that game came out, the visuals were updated, the bugs were fixed, there were significant changes to the game, skill tree, all that. Is that not the right? Is that not the same thing or more than what you got packaged as a sequel with, I don't know, Ragnarok? Or
say that. Yeah.
Right?
So basically what you're the sentiment you're explaining there, which this, I wouldn't say that's a standard, but for CDPR it tends to be the standard. Their updates tend to be substantial throughout the life cycle of their
game. I'm not making the argument
out huge swaths of the games. Once they've learned more and gotten player feedback, they'll change whole combat systems, they'll change whole progression systems, and they've done that multiple times in their games, right? And that's also here, which is what.
And again, I'm not saying something like a Ragnarok or a Forbidden West or Spider-Man 2 are not proper sequels. I am saying that Phantom Liberty, by those standards, is a sequel.
Yeah,
just wrapped into the same game.
I would think so. Yeah,
like you've updated your skill tree. You have a whole new plot line to go in. You have a new like main antagonist, protagonist, whatever he is, with Idris Elba. You have all these things completely rewriting the game in the same world. This is okay. Slow-mo. Yeah, I would like to hear what Slow-mo has to say on this.
Yeah. I feel like it's more an expand-alone than a sequel. It's kind of Spider-Man Miles Morales-y than the original, right? But it cribs from the original.
I am open to having my mind changed on this, so I'm not like saying that I have the final word on this. So if someone cares to explain to me why I'm wrong,
let's put a pin in this one.
We can leave that for the Discord. Join the Discord. That'll be our weekend debate.
Yeah. So let's move on to PlayStation real quick, because
wait a minute. Hold on. Slow-mo saying they didn't rewrite the game. They just optimized it and made it better. Was Ragnarok a full rewrite of that game of God of War 2018?
See now, but you're now comparing expand-alones to what Cyberpunk was doing. I don't know about that. So yeah, it says it's more like a Cyberpunk Definitive Edition than a sequel. Yeah, I can see that. They tuned it. They tuned it. The fundamental storyline, beginning, middle, and end, still stayed the same. So I can see that.
But the comparison I'm making is when you look at this generation of Sony sequels, I think that Cyberpunk did just as much for their expand alone that Sony has done for their sequels. If I am wrong on that, I'm okay with being wrong. Yeah.
Well, so I think you're talking about the content by which they're delivering to the consumer, and Slow-mo is talking more about separate SKUs. Two different conversations, because his response is Ragnarok is a brand new experience. It didn't change anything about the 2018 game, right?
Kay, we lost you again.
Oh, damn.
You're back. You're back.
This is kind of wild. What's going on here? This thing is kind of weird. It looks like everything's fine. Don't know what keeps happening. Anyway, I'm sorry. All right.
Anyway, I don't want to take us down that rabbit hole, but Slow-mo, that is a debate I would like to have with you in the Discord.
Yes. Let's move along. I want to talk about this because this thing caught a little bit of fire, but I feel like because it's the holiday season, people just kind of went, "Oh, that sucks," and are moving along. And that's one part. And the second part is I have been the one that's historically been a little slanderous sometimes and went, "Hey, where's the Schreier report when people are talking about crunch?" And ladies and gentlemen, here's the Schreier report about crunch. This time for Naughty
it's cool now.
No, I'm not saying it's
Where's
cool.
The pitchfork?
He's also speaking about it in critical terms.
I'm not talking about for Schreier. I'm talking about anyway. I'm shadowboxing again. I apologize. I need to go do a Jake Paul fight. All right.
Yes, but the long and the short of all of this is it looks like Naughty Dog kind of went a little bit to the left with this whole situation and went, oh, you know what? It's technically can't be considered crunch if it's official. Now they're mandating overtime for Intergalactic so that they can hit their 2026
okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What was the last game they released? Or do we get to count the 3 different times they released Last of Us?
That's the question, right? Because The Last of Us came out in 2021, wasn't it? Was it
No, that was 2020. Last of Us 2 was 2020.
Yeah, so they've had almost 6 years
how are you 6 years in? It ain't coming out for year 7 and 7 years of development, and you still got to have crunch.
Well, yeah, and then Slow-Mo was saying that the remasters don't count.
Is that a question that the remasters don't count? Because some people will be they do count.
I agree that the remasters don't count because even if the remasters have their names on it, it's usually with a porting studio assistant, right? It's not like this is the entire studio's work. Right? They're supervising or they're assisting, but that's not the entire studio's work. They're supervising while the other studio does what they're doing as far as porting. So I wouldn't think that would count. But so the thing though, the timeline does kind of make a little sense to me though. Take it exactly what we're describing, right? Since The Last of Us Part 2, what was it? Almost 6 years. The last year would be the most critical year for QA and bug squashing, right? So I think that's what would line up with them crunching. Am I wrong? Right? That means the product is almost out already. They need that last year to really fix all the bugs.
Look, I'll put it this way, right? This kind of thing doesn't bother me, right? Because I I have a job, right? And I just got told yesterday that when I get back from my vacation next week, there's like this code. We always do like a code freeze at the end of January. So they try to stick a bunch of projects in there because you can't really do any non-emergency releases during their busy season or whatever. So I just got like 2 projects added to my plate that need to be developed, tested, signed off on, and released by the end of January. This is on top of the 2 that I already didn't have time to do. So they just threw 2 more on there. And like they're not saying crunch, but you're not getting this done.
Same exact thing with me, bro. Same exact thing.
Right?
Same, yeah.
And what's the worst thing? They told me all of that, and then it was like, have a good vacation.
Oh, happy birthday. But while you're doing your qualification of storage and you're doing your qualification of ES, like all 15 different huge projects that usually require many teams, many months, and they all dump it on your lap before they go on vacation. Have a good holiday.
Yeah. So
but we don't call it crunch.
Exactly. There's only a nice term for it in video games.
It's every job. It is what it is. It is what it is. But Schreier's talking about it, and it looks like this time it's Insomniac that's part of the problem, right? They're part of the equation, and they're literally forcing people to use overtime hours for the length of the rest of its development cycle. Not great. It is what it is. So this meant like mentioning because at the end of the day, I've heard in many respects,
Lucius. I need you to stop acting like you don't know people out there working 60 hours a week that are in non-gaming positions. Like if we're gonna stop the capping,
game development crunch is that it lasts for months and even years. That's not a problem with every job. Let's stop the capping, ladies and gentlemen. This is called Discord.gg bait. And we will have it out in the Discord.
You ninjas do not know how many hours a week I work, so don't talk to me about it. Ain't ever.
Yeah. Exactly. Y'all don't know how much we are demanded upon. Oh yeah, have a nice night. By the way, the Singapore team needs you, and they're on a different time schedule, so you have to have a meeting at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. Let's move on, shall we? But okay, so PlayStation had their day. Xbox has had their, Microsoft has had their day and stuff. I want to talk to you a bit more, Everborn, about this, which is that basically Steam Deck LCD has stopped existing. And it is what it is.
Should.
Steam Deck's been, as it should, true. But the ramifications of what's happening here might be a bit further down the line. It might spell a bit more of a worrying sign than initially seen. It looks like it's not a normal life cycle of it ending. It looks like the AI stealing storage and stealing RAM is making the price it's making it very difficult for them to keep this price point, and that's why they're just killing it.
One thing, we'll come back to this in a second. Lucius, we will also have this conversation, guys. You should join the Discord because that's where we really have real conversation.
But the index.
Listen, Lucius, you and I both know that the reason they pay you a salary instead of hourly is because they're going to expect you to work more than the 40 hours would on your hourly rate. You know that. I know that. You know that you can't just turn off your I do that because I don't care. But for the most part, you can't just turn off your phone and not look at your email outside of the 9 to 5 hours that you're expected to be there. So let's stop that. People on salary work more than 40 hours a week. And they don't get compensated for it, and it's just expected because you got to get stuff done.
Corporate America talks.
So if you want to go by the technicality that it's not every job, no, but salary jobs, this is a regular thing.
They talk a lot about work-life balance, but they just talk. They don't expect you to take action because they are the same people who talk 5 minutes and then 5 minutes later throw a huge dump of work or additional on top of your head when you should be doing the life balance stuff. Then they'll talk a good game about it later and then put more on your plate. That's just how it works. So the idea that it's all industries these days. And the worse we get, the further we go down the line, the more and more hypocritical it becomes. But anyway,
I am not I'm not advocating. Yeah, we can move on. We're moving on. Last thing I'll say to it, move on. I'm not advocating for crunch. I am saying
no. It just is what it is.
I have less, it's just something that we deal with.
It's not unique gaming. It's just called crunch in gaming.
And I don't hear any game devs crying for me. But go ahead.
It is what it is. Yo, but go ahead. Y'all saw
nobody cries when I got a crunch.
Good job, sir.
Anyway, but go ahead.
But go ahead. Very sycamore of you, sir. I appreciate that. Anyway, for those who know. So this is a life cycle. We get it. It happens, it comes, it goes. It looks like this is not being retired just because, it's time, the time of it, it's time and the sun is over already. It looks like it's being retired because it's too difficult to keep this price point alive. That's absolutely a problem.
And it would look worse. So here's the thing. The reality is most people were buying the OLED anyway.
True.
Right?
True. Yep.
And
true. Yep.
And the reality is it is better to not have that available with a raised price for optics and marketing. Mm-hmm. But know that when it was available, it was that price, than to have it at $499.
Yep. Because in order for this to exist, they'd have to probably raise it by $100 or something, $150, because of the DRAM prices.
Listen, my question is, how long will the OLED and the two OLEDs be able to
stay at the same price? Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I guess I'm bringing this to the attention of a congregation and saying, if you are in the market for any handheld, any kind of technology at all, now's the time. Don't wait.
I don't like that though. I don't like telling people buy now out of fear.
I know. But that's what's happening. And you know why it's
feels like that's what they want you to think. And we know we're in a bubble, and when that bubble crashes, then maybe
understand. The reason why it's like this is not because of retailers. The reason why it's like this is because everything that requires RAM is being stolen or bought up rather by data centers right now. And it makes what's left over.
SSDs are about to be in trouble too.
Exactly. Right. So as much as we hate it, if you are in the market for something, right, either know that what you have will last you for a long time, because you want to buy in the new year, you're not probably going to buy anything. It's going to be very expensive. It's getting more and more expensive, right? So either be secure in what you have, Or if you have something that's on the fence that you're about to replace that thing soon, because once these prices go off, once the inventory seeps out, chances are, oh man, it's going to be so difficult to get like reasonably priced items in the year of our Lord 2026. It's seemingly very difficult.
Yeah. Now, can we do some super chats? Because there's one from Face 23 BKNY that I want to answer.
I'll let you deal with that.
I see. Well, there's one before that. Let's go in order. So I think we got one from Major, right? Did we get the one from Major?
We took care of the one from Major. We did.
Okay. All right. So I
want to make sure.
Yeah, just look at the star joints. I think there's one. Now, while you figure that out,
you can do it. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Face, you can't. I see what you tried to do. We appreciate you here. You came here to gloat a little bit about Black Ops 7 being number 7, and Black Ops 7 is number 7. And you came to say, "Ha! Look, Call of Duty's dead." But he says, thoughts on Black Ops 7, number 7 best-selling game of the year behind Madden, NBA 2K, Battlefield 6, Monster Hunter Wilds, Borderlands. For the first time in a long time, COD isn't in the top 3. Huge drop-off. Why is COD not on Switch yet? You couldn't wait to type that out, couldn't you, BK?
He typed it out yesterday, waiting to hit enter.
So in your haste to say that, I'm just messing with you, BK. We appreciate you. If you look at the fine print, that number 7 is only up until, first of all, it's only in the US. That is COD's strongest market, so we can run with it. But it only runs until November 1st, right? 11/1. Do you know when Black Ops 7 released officially for people to play? November 14th. It is number 7 of the year based on pre-orders. So we need to see the numbers by the end of November, whatever the end of November numbers are, and then what the end of December numbers are.
So let's see where it ends. Man, Everborn Slaga is saying, appreciate you, BK, but sir, you need to slow your roll. Slow your roll.
No, it's just this is the problem. There's nothing to do with BK. Like I said, he's here every week, and I love everybody that comes here every week.
I love his
interesting and I love I love that he's supporting the show.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, every year we have the conversation about is Call of Duty dead. Every time Battlefield releases a game, is it going to take over Call of Duty? Right? Yep. And the thing is, we don't have to do this, right? Battlefield 6 can be successful irrespective of Call of Duty, right? I know they're both military shooters, but they're actually very different games when you play them, right? They play very differently. One can be wildly successful without it being a zero-sum game. And that's not what you're doing here, BK. But it is every year we wonder, is this it? We are 21 years on, but 21 years on, is this gonna finally be the year of Linux, right? Sorry, Floodzilla.
Damn.
But every year on, this is gonna be the one that Battlefield does. Man. This is gonna be the last time. Call of Duty's on the way out. Look at the sign. And then what happens? Right? So let Battlefield be great. Let's see. This is an off year, right? Like Call of Duties are like Windows releases. Every other one is good. After the patch, I don't want K to actually be. But yeah, give it some time. Let's see what the numbers are. And it might, if they're down, my suspicion is that it is only based on themselves. This is like trying to choose the best Jay-Z album, right? You're not really comparing it to the rest of the, competitors out there. But that's my answer.
And now Flood is coming for you. How you gonna do that? How you gonna do him?
I apologized in real time. I'm sorry, Flood. But it's not the year limit. Hashtag 3.1% on Steam.
The Great Santi, who's also a great community member of our Discord, shout out to you, $5 super chat. She says, with the way RAM prices are going up, these prices will be impossible to sustain. And that is true. Oh man, these days When somebody wants a hardware, my recommendation is check out the used market, see if that hardware exists in there. Because chances are you'll get a whole PC for that hardware you're looking for instead of just the RAM you're looking for. RAM is like $800 right now. You could get a whole PC around it. Like, it's wild, bonkers. Anyway, I hope it breaks soon, or else that secondary market becomes really, really big, you know, and your hardware you own becomes far more important, you know. It sucks, but that's where we are. That's where we are. And you were saying, Mr. MJ Dark, he had a $5 super chat. I did miss that. Thank you for reminding me.
I told you.
He says, never forget all the executive orders Everborn signed the past year. Damn. He made GitHub illegal.
Never did that.
Fronts and only buys on Steam.
That part is true.
Sonic.
I did not
Shout out to
cap for anything about Sonic, sir. You just
then,
became a
by the
Sonic
way,
fan when Crossworlds came out.
By
So
the
why
way,
don't you tell us again how Sonic Crossworlds is better than Super Mario Kart World?
Paris Lily was in here, and he's confirming that he's watched the special.
I knew it. Dave Chappelle always comes out with the topical conversations that America needs to have.
That we need to have. We absolutely need to have it. All right. So, okay, let's see. We talked about the raps. We talked about Naughty Dog. We talked about Starfield's moment. This is a very weird one. Netflix will be making FIFA simulation soccer. The same Netflix that like hired Joe Staten and all this other stuff, and then fired basically closed all their studios and fired a bunch of people. They're now making like FIFA 2026 or 2027. Is this as a head scratcher for you as it is for me?
No, I mean EA has their own football game now, right? Like so, which is doing very well, and this needed to go somewhere, and Netflix has a lot of money, and this is the kind of
they don't do games that well, though.
That doesn't matter. I think and this might even be like a mobile play.
I don't think so. From what it's describing, it sounds like it's a simulation full on.
Why do you think that can't happen on mobile?
Sure. I won't deny that. But I guess I feel like this is them biting off more than they can chew. Am I wrong in that? Because when they see this and when they hear this, what they expect is what they've known from EA. And I'm not sure if Netflix can produce what has come from EA. Am I wrong? It was just weird.
Yeah. Well, again, they would have more reach on mobile or in cloud. Yeah. So I think as far as FIFA is concerned, is how many eyeballs can you get on this thing? How many ad dollars can you drive? That kind of thing. So I don't know if it needs to be the proper FIFA type of game that they were getting from EA, so long as it has enough people. And soccer is the largest sport in the world, as far as I know. Yeah. So there's a lot of money to be made, and if they do it in mobile, then And
by the way, to speak, and again, they haven't really talked about the platforms necessarily, but to speak against potentially what could be a mobile play, they're working with a publishing house of Delphi. Delphi published the last thing they published. Well, the most recent thing they're publishing is they're working with IO to make 007. They're not really a mobile publisher like that. Like most of their historical stuff has been in like gaming, not mobile gaming necessarily. Not to say that they can't make a thing that goes to mobile as well as everywhere else, but to me, it's not even the platform that's the play that makes me scratch my head. It's the simulation sport part.
Hey, maybe they can have WB Games make it. We got to talk about the Paramount, Netflix, Warner Brothers situation.
There is that right there changes a lot of the equation, because that just like throws a bunch of real quality developers in their lap. Anybody want to make FIFA? there is that. Because honestly, like whether mobile or not mobile, that has not really been a thing for me. Like it has not really been a thing for me like that. But the idea, it's like hearing a studio you're not used to or know anything about making like Forza Motorsport, like a simulation. I feel like there's so much experience and so much like skill set that's necessary in there that Netflix just getting that contract. I'm like, where's your pedigree? What proves you can make this? from a simulation perspective. I don't know. I hope to be wrong, but like it's just a little head scratcher for me. And I don't play as much FIFA as I used to, but I have family that play soccer professionally and all of this, so I've always been a fan of.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like consulting and just like poaching talent. So I think that they could turn that out. I don't know why I think this is more of a mobile play or one of those kind of like Yoho-verse things that'll be the same game on mobile that it is on PC and console.
Gentle Stone's comparisons is kind of interesting. Like Playground making Fable.
But the jury is technically still out.
And we're still waiting
on Fable. We got to see that come out, and we got to see it come out at the quality that Forza is.
In Playground, we've seen their world. We've seen, even though it's in the racing context, we've seen what they look like when they make a game. I don't know any Netflix product that makes me go, yeah, they can make a FIFA. It's weird. But okay, I hope I'm wrong. It's just one of those things. I'm just like, okay. All right. I see BK is back. You want to handle this one as well? Let's go.
All right. Let's see what he's talking about here. All right. Face 23 BKNY, my fellow New Yorker. Remember, Black Ops 6 was a huge success and still lost $300 million last year. Okay. All right. Let me finish the sentence, and then I got to debunk this in real time. All right. And still lost $300 million last year, and Microsoft still raised Game Pass prices $30. I can't imagine what Microsoft is planning to do next year. I think you say next NY, but I'm going to assume you mean next year with GTA 6 coming out and their 30% margin. All right. So a lot of stuff to break down there. This is what happens, BK, when we only read headlines and we don't look at the context of the headlines, right? Now, you do understand that Black Ops 6 was released in Game Pass, right? Which means if you are on Xbox and you have Game Pass, you may not buy the game, because it is included in the subscription you are already paying for, right? So this is the 300 million they are referring to. It is not that the game itself lost 300 million, and that does not account for microtransactions, nor does it account for the uptick in subscriptions, which, if you remember, last year, Game Pass hit 5 billion in revenue for the first time. Right? It leaves all of that out. It also leaves out that it was the largest launch for any Call of Duty in history, meaning it sold the most that it ever sold on PlayStation. It sold the most that it ever did on PC.
It's basically saying, it's like saying that movie that was put on Disney Plus lost so much in the theater, but you don't talk about how much it made on Disney Plus.
Or furthermore, you understand loss leaders, right? Because you advocate for PlayStation, right? When PlayStation gives you their revenue numbers, you don't say, oh my God, look how much they lost on selling you that hardware. You don't care about that hardware
you buy that,
because it is a loss leader to get people into the ecosystem. And the idea is that you may lose a little money on this in order to gain more. That's the purpose of a loss leader, which is what a subscription service like a Game Pass would be. So yes, 300 million of sales that they theoretically would have gotten on Xbox, even though y'all told me Xbox people don't buy games. But I'm not shadowboxing. I'm just going to answer this question.
Yes.
But it led to increased subscriptions and we saw that there were increased sales on the other platform. Now, to your second point, I don't know what Wolverine is going to do about GTA 6 next year. Everybody got to get out the way of GTA 6. But unlike Grand Theft Auto, if Call of Duty has some competition one year, guess what? They're going to have another Call of Duty the year after that, and then the year after that, and the year after that. And unlike any other ongoing franchise, Call of Duty has a new release for you every year, and every year that is number one. And I don't know if you know this, but if you look at the lifetime sales of Call of Duty, right? I'm saying add all the sequels together, they've sold more than GTA. But GTA comes out once a decade, and so yes, that's going to be huge when it comes out, and people are going to play the online stuff and continue buying it. But it doesn't come out every year, and that's what makes GTA 6 special. But what makes Call of Duty special is that it does come out every year, and it's the highest, if not one of the highest, every year that it comes out. Now, to your last point, the 30% margin is a goal for the entire division, meaning more personal computing. That includes Windows, that includes Bing search and advertising, and that includes gaming. Gaming is the largest revenue driver in that sector, and that sector is already making 30%. So a lot of people are surprised by the 30% margins because PlayStation is telling you, we're trying to get to 10% margins, right? Nintendo's already at 25, 30% margins. So this 30% thing is, they're getting strict in there because they spent a lot of money, but let's not pretend like that's like undoable. And let's not pretend like it's a thing where if they don't hit it next year, that they're shutting the whole thing down. Like they got to set goal margin targets, and that's their target, and they've hit it so far. We'll see what they continue to do. So those are the 3 points, and we appreciate.
Let's catch up on the super chats, and shout out to BK Face BKNY. Always here with back and forth. I appreciate it. Actually, because of that, I will read BT Mavericks out of order and say I agree with them. BK, please join the Discord, brother. We have great conversations. You would be very, very welcome there. We love having these kind of back and forths. So many.
Yeah, BK. I think BK would be a member of FAMAS. So you got to be careful, BT.
Oh, good, man. Hey, join the Discord, bro. We would have so much fun. It's a whole thing.
And if you want to know what FAMAS is, you have to join the Discord.
You got to join the Discord.
Nobody's gonna know what FAMAS is unless you join.
Yes, you got to join that Discord. Yes. And when you do, you will know who FAMAS is, man. Oh boy. Anyway. But yes, join the Discord, BK. I think you'd appreciate it. And shout out to BT Maverick with 2,000 super chat for making that mention for sure. Let's see here. And
Floodzilla says you mean FUDMAS.
Oh, come on now. We have the great Sith Lord saying, "Happy holidays and thanks for Saturday mornings." Thank you for the promotion, brother. Always like a signal boosting what we do. We appreciate you, good sir. Thank you so much for being here, as you are every week. And then the great Infinite Umbra, who's been a member for 20 months. Salute to you, good sir. You are too kind. He says, "'Tis the season. Morning, fellas. Y'all need to talk about how dominant Unreal has been in gaming this generation." Jesus he forgets Christ. About all the shader compilation stuttering, all that stuff. And by the way, Face, you'd be wrong.
You were gonna find some allies in there, I promise you. Like
on your side. Join the Discord.
Yes.
And then I think the last super chat, which was from Slow Mo Backslap, he has $5 super chat, and he says, if Black Ops 7 had Battlefield 6's numbers,
they would jump out a window.
Worst Call of Duty in terms of sales in half a decade. I make that joke all the time. If one day what do you call it? What's the Candy Crush woke up with Call of Duty numbers, it would throw itself off a bridge and cut its own neck on the way down, because Candy Crush crushes Call of Duty as far as financials all the time, and no one even notices. Well, we don't notice. I think Microsoft noticed. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so okay, I think we're at the end of it. We're almost at 2 hours. So before we go, though, I wanted to do a quick wrap up, a big roundup of some of the favorite games that have been listed. I found these lists of all these others publications that talk about what they consider to be their favorite games of the year. I wanted to share some of them with you, and I want you to tell me if you agree, you disagree, what should be on that list. And then the chat as well, if you can throw some ideas in the mix, we would appreciate that. And as a quick aside, I'm not going to bring it up But as a quick aside, I will also mention I was going to talk about this on this show today, but I will use this as another ad for our Discord, which is, do you think some of these categories we've been playing for as long as we've been playing them deserve their own mention in, say, award categories?
Okay, listen.
We spent so much time
okay
talking about whether Metroidvanias deserved their own categories of the Game Award.
Can we get a poll in the chat for this?
RPGs were so different that they needed subcategories of Game Awards. I honestly, everyone, I feel like that would extend us to 2 more hours.
No. That's why I say just put a poll in the chat and let the people speak, right?
Okay,
so what we want to ask.
Tell me what the poll should be. Yeah. What's the question?
You can only choose one, right? Should Metroidvanias have a category at the Game Awards? Should RPGs, this is the second choice.
Yeah, you can't be too long because this I have a small category.
Okay. Should RPGs be split for Western versus JRPGs? I don't know how you would.
See, you can't answer that because all we got are yeses and nos. This is why I'm like, this is not a conversation we can.
No. But this is what. Okay, listen. What I'm saying is because the whole point is, if there's a hierarchy of things to do, what do you do first? Split the JRPG category or give a Metroidvania category?
Okay, so you choose colon. Oh, hold on. Let me do this because I'm not looking at it right. You choose colon. Split the Metroidvania. Split Metroidvania.
No, split RPG to J and W.
Yeah. Split RPG to J and W.
And then the second choice is add a Metroidvania category.
Add Metroidvania category. Metroidvania category. All right. So I put it in here. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put the poll up real quick, and I need an answer because we've been going back and forth on this for a minute now. So your choices are split RPG, or add
Metroidvanias.
Add Metroids. 2 options.
You should put Metroidvanias if you can.
No, just keep it simple. Metroids.
Nah,
there are Metroidvanias. Metroids.
No. Metroids is like that's a Metroid game. Like you got to be.
No. I'm telling the community. I'm telling the people. It's a Metroidvania. That's what I'm saying. Yes, we understand. Big Bad Mo do both, but what should they do first? You have a choice. One or the other. That's the choice. One or the other. He says Metroid.
Yeah, give Metroid games their own categories.
Yes. Give Metroidvanias, just so you all understand.
Yeah, but you should have wrote Metroidvanias. You just try to get away with typing the second part of the word. Anyway,
I was trying to be quick about it. BT Maverick, $5 super chat. He says FAMAS is the reason why they'll try to ban children from taking Tylenol. Wow.
Oh,
damn.
Man.
I need some FAMAS representatives to go get this man because he's out there with slander. Damn. All right. While the poll goes through, let me share this real quick. So this is as you can see, Engadget's favorite games of 2025. Just scrolling through real quick, you'll see a who's who. Art creators. You see Avowed, Baby Steps. Yes, that's right. These are on other people's lists. Ball X Pit, stuff like that, right? Blueprints. I would actually advocate the Blueprints.
So is it? Mm-hmm. It's just interesting to me that they're using only the PlayStation channel to get these things. Like, you got some Game Pass games in there that they're you see. Somebody in the chat says no, Hidden Rogue Studios in the chat says what's Metroid?
We mean Metroidvanias, sir.
No, you mean Metroidvanias. I told you people wouldn't get it.
It's fine. So shall I do it again? You want me to clear?
No, it's fine. We got to leave it now. Although we're probably not going to get accurate results because people don't know what Metroids is.
Metroidvanias, ladies and gentlemen. Metroidvanias. That's what we mean. Either split the RPG category, or and besides, It even asks the question at the top. It says, "Would you only have one choose: split RPGs to to J and W, or add Metroidvania category?" That's what the question is. So, A, split RPGs, and B, add Metroids. Pick one. So there you go. So I see the great Dorian Gray says Expedition 33 was just an indie, and he also loved Blueprints. Sir, I agree on both counts. I don't know about just an indie. It was a great game that a lot of people agreed was excellent. But yeah, I think Blueprint should have gotten a bit more love this year, and it didn't. It is what it is. Everborn, what do you think, sir? What are some of your greatest games? Like for example, Dispatch is on many people's lists. I haven't even played it yet. I'm going to play it I'm going to play it before the end of the year. What are some of the great games on your list this year, sir? Games that people either know or don't know. I know you're going to say your sword. Go ahead.
So I want to give my top 5 games of the years, and a lot of this year, and a lot of you guys know these games. These are in no particular order, except Expedition 33, which is my number one favorite game of the year. But again, everyone knows about that game, so I don't have to explain it to you guys. Obviously,
Metroids sound like a disease. Calm down, people. Jesus.
Oh man, no! Look at what A. Rodman said.
Y'all are just wild this morning. Anyway, go ahead.
I would just like to say I agree with you. Hidden
whatever, man. Why didn't he just type out Metroidvania? True. I don't know. I just like it.
And I gave you the opportunity to save yourself. Anyway, so we've got Expedition 33,
Metroids, aka hemorrhoids. Go ahead.
We got Expedition 33. We've got Giga Sword. We have obviously Shinobi. Is another great one for me this year. And then huge for me is I have to okay. This is an honorable mention, but it's not in my top 5.
Okay.
And it is Ninja Gaiden what's not Rage Ninja Gaiden 4, Ragebound, yeah. Yeah. There's just some things about it that I think could have been better. It is from the Blasphemous team, which, those are some of my favorite games in the genre. Like overall.
Ooh, that's an interesting take on this. Golden Soak, I think that's how you say that. I hope I said it right. Said also RPGs shouldn't be split from Western RPGs, Western or Japanese, because, and he said because even the Japanese hate the moniker of JRPG. So if they don't want to separate themselves, why do the categories do? That's an interesting take. What do you think of that? I know that
I say tell it to Lucius.
Yeah.
I wasn't making the argument to split them.
Right? They're also different, but the makers of said RPGs, don't like being singled out and categorized.
So
they just want to be known as RPGs. So why would you do that? That is an interesting.
The thing is, when you play a lot of RPGs, like some of the people that are in favor of this option, you see all those differences between them. You know the idiosyncrasies of West versus Eastern RPG influences. You know all those things, and you see it. So they become very different to you, right? What I am advocating for is just including a new category of something that is very specific and has a lot of representation, and you would not run out where you have to do 6 this year and then 3 the next year, right? Like I guarantee you there are at least 10 high quality Metroidvanias that come out every year for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years, I could give you Metroidvanias that could be considered overall game of the year. At least one per year I could give you, and I could name those if you want. This year was Hollow Knight. Last year was Prince of Persia, Lost Crown. The year before that was Blasphemous 2 in 2023. The year before that was Soldiers. The year before that was Metroid Dread. The year before that was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So we could keep doing this, right? And so I think it would be better representation to have a new category as opposed to splitting a category that already has representation. But again, these are debates for the Discord. Lucius doesn't like our arguments. He says that we are butchering them and dumbing them down.
No, he did mention in the conversation that they as in Japanese developers don't like being singled out, but the point that was made there, the point that we're double clicking on is, if they themselves don't like being singled out, then why do we feel like it's appropriate to single them out? And I understand that the point that was being made with Lucius, and I think Gamsley was making that as well, which is that their RPG style is so different from the quote unquote Western RPG style that it does warrant a separate category, because it makes comparison more and more difficult as time goes on. Right? I get that. But again, the point of they themselves don't like being separated. Why would you go hand someone an award for something that they don't want to be separate from? They want to just be known as an RPG, not a JRPG. So they would probably take that as an insulting award. No?
Yeah, Lucius.
It is what it is. It's like saying the best game made by Black people. I don't think we want that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it may be because the games are cool and have swagger and all style and all that, right? It'd be cool, but it might come off that way to some. So that's a thought. That's a thought. But yes, these are all the Discord convos, and as we said, this is the last GCP of the year. We will be back in 2026 rather. But between now and then, join that Discord and continue this conversation going on. I would appreciate that. It's real cool. But I would say, and I actually should put these lists in our show notes, because there are many games in here, some of which I loved at the beginning of the year and haven't thought about for a while, like Lonely Mountains, Lonely Mountain Snow Riders, which I really enjoyed this year. I thought it was so much fun. It came out of early access this year that I had a great time playing. Lots of games on these lists that, as you say, Ragebound, there you go, right? Some of them really, really good. Peak, which by the way, I think is also on sale right now on the old Steam sale. So lots of really cool, fun, interesting things that have come out that people might not know it's out there. Silk Song and all of that. Let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, I also saw this from Rolling Stones. Their 25 also included Rematch. Remember Rematch? That caught fire.
I do. That's from this goes against Lucius's argument.
Yeah.
That you can't have a game that people that don't have experience making a sports game come and make a game. Now again, this is more arcadey.
That goes against my argument, because I was saying, can Netflix make this? And these guys did.
Yeah, I'm saying Lucius agreed with you.
Yeah. It is what it is. No, I look forward to being wrong.
Kate, check the private chat.
Okay. We will check the private chat. Let's see. All right. Oh, okay. So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll about.
We do need to. I just want to give people a rundown, and then we can get out of here of the Paramount, Netflix, Warner Brothers drama.
All right. Yes, and then we'll wrap. Go ahead.
So we'll give you a little on the reel minute, and then that is our last show for the year, and then we will be back hitting the ground running in the first week of January. So you may or may not have heard, but Netflix, the largest scripted streamer in the world, has put in a bid that has been accepted to acquire Warner Brothers, Hollywood Studios, HBO, and HBO Max, and all their IP therein for $82 point something billion. This works out to $27.75 or 78 per share. Now, you may have also heard that Paramount was also in the running to acquire Netflix, to acquire Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers Discovery decided to go with the Netflix bid. Now, Paramount didn't like this, and so they have entered into a hostile bidding war, taking their offer straight to the shareholders, where they are offering $108 billion. Now, this may seem like a lot more money than Netflix offer until you realize Netflix was not buying the linear business. That is the CNNs, the TNTs, the Cartoon Networks, I believe, AMC, these things, right? Netflix doesn't want that, not buying that. So they were offering 82 billion for just the Hollywood lot and the HBO Max streaming service. Now that again poses its own regulatory concerns, which we will talk about after we explain all this fun stuff. But Paramount was offering 108 billion for all of it, right? The Discovery piece of it, the CNN piece of it, the whole linear business, the cable business, everything. Now, this also poses its own regulatory concerns because Paramount already owns a bunch of TV networks and they already have a Hollywood lot, right? Netflix doesn't have those things. And so, they just have the streaming, which the HBO Max piece of it would be their regulatory hurdle. Now, it came out this week that Warner Brothers board is reaffirming that they are suggesting to the shareholders go with the Netflix bid. Now, in all of that, Paramount, this bid is being led by Paramount, which is owned by Skydance, which is run by David Ellison, who is the son of Larry Ellison. Yes, that Larry Ellison, for all my tech friends, of Oracle, right? Now, Oracle has been on a meteoric rise, and for a moment there, Larry Ellison was crowned the richest man in the world.
Remind people in the gaming
contract.
space why Ellis matters, because to us, that is Annapurna. Continue.
Well, yes, Larry Ellison, his daughter was running Annapurna, and so you may have played a few Annapurna games. Now, David Ellison, who was outflanked by Netflix in the negotiations, apparently did not like that and claims that Warner Brothers was not negotiating in good faith and that they favored Netflix. And so this is his justification for going for his hostile takeover. And what a hostile takeover means is the board doesn't agree, so we're going to take our offer to the shareholders and see if we can convince them to vote our way or buy enough shares on the open market so that we can get sway and control of the board through the, not the board, but just enough shareholder representation to sway the board in one direction or another. Now, the thing is, the Paramount deal was being funded in a number of interesting ways. One, the Saudis were putting in about 25%. And then the Ellisons were putting in another 40 billion. And Affinity Group, which is run by Jared Kushner, yes, that Jared Kushner, that group was coming up with the rest of the funds. And so basically they were cobbling together the funds to create an all-cash offer. But here's where the rubber meets the road. If you look at the difference between the Netflix bid and the Paramount bid, Paramount was effectively offering more money, but they want the extra assets, and they were only valuing those extra assets at $1 per share. Warner Brothers believes that the linear assets, again, this is the CNN, TNT, all that jazz, cable network stuff, they value that at between $3 and $5 a share. So Paramount is effectively trying to get it for cheap. There's another problem. They were pulling together the funds from different sources. The problem when you're doing that is that if any one of your sources pulls out, you may now no longer have the funds to complete this transaction, right? This is like you're going out to a restaurant with your friends and one of them forgot their wallet, but you guys ordered a bunch of stuff and now you can't afford to pay for it, right? So somebody's going to have to pay that bill, right? And what David Ellison claims is that, well, my dad will cover it, right? The Ellison Family Trust will cover it. But Warner Brothers says nothing in their contract says that. There's nothing tying them that says that the Ellisons will be personally responsible if someone pulls out. And then we find out the Affinity Group, aka Jared Kushner's group, they pulled out. Right? And so now the board of Warner Brothers has officially rejected Paramount's counteroffer. So we don't know where the rest of the funding is coming from. And they looked at Netflix as the more stable buy, because with Netflix, the money's coming from one place and is leveraged by Netflix, which is a 400 and some odd $billion market valued company. They're doing this transaction in 85% cash, only 15% stock. But if you've been looking at the way inflation is going, stock might be better than cash these days. And so this is what they're moving forward with. The next hurdle here is the shareholder vote, which will happen in the coming months, in the spring or early summer of next year. And then we get to all the regulatory approvals, which they're probably submitting documents right now. Now, you may think, oh my God, how could the number one streamer acquire HBO Max? Well, how could Disney acquire Fox? Right?
And when Disney acquired Fox, who was in position? How did the world look when Disney acquired Fox?
Right. We got the same administration back
when it
was time to do that.
Man.
And I also want to add, I would also like to add, when you hear about these acquisition things, when you hear the term synergies, that just means how many people we're going to lay off. This is, you have an HR department, we have an HR department, we only need one HR department, right? That kind of thing. Now, Netflix claims that this is them entering the film production and distribution business. It is not them expanding the streaming business. So, which again is a little, never listen to anybody when $80 billion on the line. That's what we learned from the Microsoft ABK acquisition. But Netflix says there's only $2 billion worth of synergies, aka jobs lost. But Paramount was saying $9 billion.
Our chat is wild this morning, sir. Our chat is wild. Love it.
Okay. So the point is, more people would be laid off if the Paramount deal went through. So right now, they've got to just get through that shareholder vote. Maybe the Ellisons pick up more money. And just so you know, like TikTok just approved the US sale to Papa Ellison.
Yeah.
Right. So if Paramount, if you're worried about Netflix having control of all these IPs, I want you to think about the Ellisons having control of TikTok to get the Gen Z, and then CNN to get the Gen X and the boomers, right? And then all the local networks to get the older ones, right?
Yeah.
So it's the local TV networks for the boomers. It is the cable news for the millennials and Gen X. And then it is the TikTok for Gen Z.
It's a propaganda delivery machine. Yep.
Exactly. So
across the board. Wild.
The worst thing with Netflix is you'll get higher prices for your streaming service that you could cancel.
Now, Paramount comes with the side of indoctrination as well. Good luck with that.
So this is that. But that's where we are with the drama now. Now, I say all this to say, I have no idea how Netflix gets this past EU regulators. Maybe they can swing it through the US. I just don't see it. Because here's the scary fact. If this deal goes through, Netflix will be the largest scripted streamer in the world. If this deal doesn't go through, Netflix will still be the largest scripted streamer in the world. Now, the way Netflix wants you to see this, and I'm not saying I agree with this market definition, Netflix looks at all of streaming. So they look at, hey, what about unscripted streaming like Twitch and YouTube? Because if you look at that, if you look at, it's eyeballs, it's time, it's where people go. Right?
Yeah, but that's
no, hold on.
Remember how Satya made that comparison point and people kept slandering him about video games?
It doesn't matter. What is going to be your legal market definition, right? If the thing is eyeballs, right? You are actively making a choice to watch YouTube or Netflix.
But the difference is Netflix YouTube doesn't require you pay anything to get in the door.
Yes, you do. I pay Netflix right now. So do you.
To get in the door. To get
There's
in the
free
door,
tiers
you don't pay them.
there's free tiers of Netflix that's ad supported.
Well, okay. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there.
Right.
Yeah,
And again, I'm not agreeing with this. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't.
They added a free tier so they can kind of make this argument. I see what you're doing.
Right. So again, that is sort of the equation. In this market, if you're counting linear television and you're counting, and by the way, this is why they didn't want the linear piece of it, because they could have sold it off after. If you don't count linear, and
then they can make this work because they are in
right now they're only 8% if you're counting all streaming.
So then the question
if you
becomes,
only count scripted streaming, then they're number one.
Then the question becomes which
wait a minute. Just sorry, to be fair, East Side Vandal says it's $7.99 for the ad supported tier.
So even the bottom tier is $7. So there you go. That part like ruins the thread for them making that case.
I don't know if that does. I think the thread falls down long before that, before you have to get to there.
Sure,
I do think I think you could, if you have the right regulator or judge, you can make that argument, because
that's the reason why I was asking this. That's why I was about to ask that question. So which regulator or judge or somebody do we hear start carving up this industry a la high performance consoles? Because that's what it sounds like we're talking about here, right?
That's literally what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about. Defining the market, which shouldn't be
anyone who is going against this deal, whether it's a regulator or an interested party in the industry that doesn't want to see this happen, they're going to say the market is and will only ever be scripted streaming.
Thanks to the great Lucius Augustus.
Right?
Brother. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you, Lucius. Paid scripted streaming. That's the narrowest way you can make this market. And then, this would be an outsized influence of Netflix on that industry. If you agree with Netflix's definition of the market, where, look, we have to, no matter what we do, we have to compete with YouTube. We have to compete with TikTok. Right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think YouTube. I think Netflix, much like Apple, has permeated enough of the zeitgeist to where I think just the normal man will be like, nah, I call cap on that.
We'll see. It's
right? Because you look at it within your own life and go, I don't compare Netflix to YouTube. And enough people use.
Yeah,
both.
you don't. But you're making an active decision every day. Like right now, there are people here. There's 200 people watching us right now. They're not watching Netflix.
True. No. Yeah, for sure. Hey, they could be. It's dual tabs. It is what it is. They could be, but yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
there is an argument to be made.
But look, we've heard the stories. Netflix has some of their shows writing the shows for people who are not paying attention because they are on TikTok and YouTube and those things, right? That is a way that they're trying to compete with those things. So again, I don't know if that argument is going to fly. So I personally would not bet on this deal going through. I'm fascinated by it because it's the third one of these that we've seen, and I think it's going to be
even more money than the ABK stuff. It's even more like, this is getting wild now as far as the coin.
And here's the other thing that you have to say. Even with what Paramount was willing to pay, is WB worth $100 billion?
Yeah.
Now, and the reason I say that is when WB merged with Discovery, which is not a part of this deal, that's the whole thing. That was a $45 billion transaction. Plus,
that was what? How many years ago? 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Oh, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and now we're talking about $100 billion.
Exponential increase. Yeah,
I know inflation is bad, but it ain't that bad.
It's wild. Right? That speaks to the fact that all of this is just perception and not reality. Because it's like somebody went, it's this price, and now they're going, now it's that price. Like, there's no rhyme or reason for the exponential increase. At least not that I can see.
So this is the thing. I think I'm fascinated by it. I think WB would. Well, I don't know what's good for WB, but I think it's better for us. I do agree that we don't have this kind of consolidation, because I do think it's crazy.
The great Santi Lou with a $2 super chat says she preferred this Netflix WB not go through, though. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think it would go through. Now, if I am choosing between the two bad options, this is like voting in a U.S. election, then Netflix is the Democrats. No.
Come on now. Well, okay, it's 12:30, so we can do that. We are no longer PG-13. Go ahead.
Yes, but on that note, that's all I have to say about this now. We can get back into it next year. I do have to run because I have a service appointment in a half hour that I have to be at.
So yeah, we're getting out of here, man. We are done. We are done for the year. This is season 5 of GCP. We are done for the year. We will be back with season 6. We're probably going to do away with StreamYard because we're changing things up, as I always do. I'm going back to the old stream OBS and some other things, trying different things. We'll see what happens, but you'll see what happens next year. We're going to be here, myself, Mr. Everborn Saga. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us for as long as you have. This has been a great year for us on this channel. We've been doing lots of very interesting. We're trying to reach and push more, and you guys have been helping us do that. Next year we'll continue. Now I will say, I'm trying to get Mr. Everborn Saga to roll with me when we go to these events. Right? We were super successful at PAX East last year, and it was this year rather, and it was really cool. We might want to see if time permits so we can do that again. But I want to see Mr. Everborn Saga in LA. I want to see Mr. Everborn Saga maybe in Germany with me if and when we're able to do it. And we will most likely be asking that you guys help us get there, because it's really important that we both of us are able to get to these locations and really cover this content for you guys. So you will most likely see more of us asking the community for assistance, because I want everyone to be with us when we do this, and it spurs the content, makes it so much better. You saw what happened at PAX East when we got together. We're able to provide that to you. So just letting y'all know now that the year coming, we're going to be trying to do a lot more, and we're going to be asking you guys to assist us in getting that done. But yeah, besides that, Mr. Everborn Saga, I know you will have the Everborn Saga. There'll be news about the Everborn Saga soon in the new year.
Yes. All of that's coming. For those Prince of Arcadia fans, we are finally releasing the next book, and that will include the next 3 chapters of that saga. So also we are halfway through development of the Redlands chapter 2, and we have a whole new series that we're launching. So a lot of books. If you're interested in the story and where it's going, we are hitting the ground running in 2026. Obviously, we're going to try to do more shows, and there's some other hopefully exciting things that we get to. But yeah, all that's in the new year coming. I appreciate everybody that has been rocking with us. I appreciate everybody that comes to the Discord every day. I appreciate all the support that you guys show us. And 2026, we want to expand.
Happy birthday, Mr. Everborn Saga. That was a couple days ago. Happy birthday to you, good sir. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everybody. If you want to keep up with our ongoings, of course, discord.gg/tgcp. Join us. We're on there daily. Great community members in there. We got all of our great brothers in there. You know, you see, I see Gamsley in here. He also just dropped 5 memberships. Y'all just showing some love this morning. Shout out to you, Gamsley. Thank you so much, brother. But yeah, man, like, this is it. We done. You see, Mr. Everborn Saga is in the North Pole. I too am cold here.
Oh yeah,
so we out. But yes, that's been it. Thank y'all so much, and we'll see y'all next year.
Happy New Year.
Nice to be in orbit.